What's up, everybody? I'm back again. This time, this stream, we're going to be looking at some the 10 scary videos that give you nightmares. It says, do not watch alone. This is my top 5. Nico's top 5, I think is his name. So if you've never heard of him, he's on YouTube. So you might want to go to YouTube and subscribe to his channel. Awesome dude. Puts together some great stuff. I love these scary paranormal videos. So we're going to see. We're going to know. Do you think it's cap? No cap? I don't know. We're going to figure it out together. So without further ado,
late one night, Sarah Vargas is relaxing at home in the apartment that she shares with her dad in Colombia. Suddenly, she hears something from the apartment next door that is truly bizarre.
that's a whole lot of damn screaming.
Disturbing, desperate screams can be heard coming from her neighbor's apartment. Shocked witnesses on the street are quick to call police, worried that it might be a case of domestic violence. But then the story takes a very strange turn, because the policeman asked people down on the street for rosary beads, an object often used in Catholic prayer.
If this guy was asked for rosary beads, he must think he either sees something spiritual that he can't explain, or he's trying to exorcise a demon. That's the only thing I get.
And then, oddly, police call in a Catholic nun for support.
Siguieron, obviamente, como que llamaron a alguien, llamaron a una monja para que les ayudara.
Because you see, all of this noise is actually coming from an exorcism that is taking place right next door.
Oh,
Sarah discovers that two girls were playing a...
Hell no. Oh, hell no. Now, it's different if you don't know. But when you know there's an exorcism going on next door, we got to move. We move it. Keep all this shit in the house. We gone.
around with the Ouija board, when suddenly one of the girls becomes very violent and starts vomiting up some kind of dark matter, almost like
Stop
dirt.
fucking with Ouija boards.
La chica empezó como a vomitar tierra, como vomitar oscuro.
The family believes that the girl might be possessed by an evil entity, and apparently the police agreed. Sarah says that the screaming went on all through the night, eventually getting quieter in the early morning hours until it finally stopped. Now, without other eyewitness reports, it's hard to say exactly what happened here, but the desperate screams coming from that apartment are absolutely chilling. Amsterdam. Jennifer Lee is an American woman who lives in the city of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. One day, a couple of weeks ago, she was recording a cute Halloween photo shoot with her rescue dog Maggie in a large Amsterdam public park. But suddenly, something happens that spooks both Jennifer and her dog.
You're gonna make the best dirty ghost? You gonna make the best dirty girl? Whoa. Oh my god.
That dog was like, whoop, whoop. What the fuck is that noise?
Holy sh**. Is he okay? Are you okay?
White people, stop. You hear some screaming in the woods, you hear noises in the woods. Y'all go to it. If someone's screaming bloody terror, what the hell are you going to do to help them? All you can do is call the cops.
Oh, that's good.
What was supposed to be a fun little photo for Halloween
Her ass flat
turns
as hell.
into a living nightmare when Jennifer hears loud screaming and yelling coming from somewhere in or near the large park.
You gonna make the best dirty girl? Whoa.
Jennifer says that she searched the area for the source of the bizarre wailing, worried that someone might be in trouble or experiencing a mental health crisis. She even contacted local police.
So my first reaction when I hear someone screaming like that is I want to go to help them. And additionally, I used to be an EMT. So like
We
when
know.
I hear someone screaming like that, I want to help if I'm able to.
We know.
So logically, I understand that everyone was like, you should leave. I would have left. But also like, I don't know, it makes me wonder if that was me screaming in the woods, would anyone have come for me?
No.
Would no one else stop?
It's too late.
No one else.
Unfortunately, no one was found, so the creepy screaming remains a mystery to this day. The White Lichen Bothy. If you hike an hour into the remote countryside of Scotland, you can find the old 18th century White Lichen Bothy, a mountain cabin that's free to use for travelers. The creepy old cabin has no electricity.
That sounds like one hell of a drink, like a specialty drink at the bar. I'll take a white cabin white labit cabin lobby, whatever the hell they say.
No running water, and perhaps most disturbing of all, there are no locks on any of the doors. Over the years, hundreds of travelers have visited the White Lichen Bothy, and many of these visitors claim to have had strange, unexplained experiences while staying there. A few outdoor and travel YouTube channels have visited the White Lichen Bothy as well, and most have experienced at least something a little weird while staying there.
I'm really quite scared about staying here, to be honest.
You know, that brings up a good point. I often wonder, back in those times, before locks and security systems, yeah, I don't know, just home security. Was there any damn home security where all doors are just like you walk right in? I don't think I like that too much. Interesting.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it really will be fine.
Again, let me stress that all of the following videos were recorded by travel and outdoor channels. None of these people are ghost hunters, and in fact, every one of these YouTubers say they don't even believe in ghosts at all.
I don't particularly believe in ghosts, and if there's mine.
But they also can't explain what they experienced at the White Lichen Bothy.
Today,
White
I'm going to be
Lichen Bothy.
staying in a bothy in Scotland for the first ever time.
First up, seasoned solo traveler Ruth Asling spent a night in the old Scottish cabin, and she found it a bit unnerving.
Hell no.
So, I don't know why I'm feeling a little bit anxious, because I've stayed in a camper van so many times in different countries. I feel like
That's
here
different,
is
you
just
dummy.
so remote, and to get away, you have to hike
You can
over
lock
1
your
hour
camper
to
down.
get back to the camper van.
Not that damn door.
So maybe
The
that's why.
windows.
And also there's no locks. So on my camper van, I always lock the doors.
Well, no
maybe
shit.
that's also why. I don't know. Oh God.
You big dummy.
I'm hearing some strange noises. I don't know if it's maybe a mouse or it's the chimney. It feels really weird without curtains because I feel like someone could be standing outside and
Could be the
looking in the
boogeyman.
window. I don't know, I feel really scared. I don't know why. I just feel really nervous.
Ruth stays the full night at the cabin, but she doesn't exactly get a restful sleep.
Last night I was a bit scared. There were some strange noises and I had some earplugs with me, so I put them in to block out the strange noises. God, I'm still hearing weird noises.
Throughout the night, while completely alone, Ruth keeps hearing bizarre noises that creep her out.
Yeah.
And oddly, she decides to just ignore the strange sounds and put in earplugs, which kind of seems like a bad idea when you're staying all alone in a cabin in the middle of nowhere and there are no locks on the doors.
Yeah.
But to each their own.
Bye-bye, Buffy.
Next up, a camper that goes by the name Happy Hippie, who says that he does not believe in ghosts or the paranormal, has a similar creepy experience.
I've set up my bed for the night. Gonna get the fire on when it gets darker. This will probably be me for most of the night now. I just get the music on, enjoy this beautiful fire, then get back outside tomorrow in my hammock. I got one of them water filter straws, and it comes with 2 little bags as well, so you can attach the straw to that. But I've not got to use. Maybe this is the guests. There was no one there. I don't know if that's just some people with me or something. I don't know if that's something they do.
Boogeyman.
But I don't think it would be that family. It was just a dad and his daughter and son. Oh well, we'll see. It was just knocking on the door again, and then I went out, but there was no one there. So I don't know what's going on. But I've heard of any haunted bobbies or anything. I've never had weird shit.
Yeah, somebody knocked at the
Just
door.
wanted a nice little bobby night. If you've watched all my videos before, you know I don't do like this. This is gonna be a fun night. And they're walking around in the other room, and then I go in there, and it just stops. Maybe I just put my music on really loud and forget about it. Yeah, cameraman never dies, right?
The Happy Hippie spends the night in the cabin, but the next day, he still can't explain just what happened.
Good morning. Had a bit of an experience last night. Couldn't really explain what was happening next door with the noises, but I'm not really a believer in ghosts myself. It was a bit creepy, but I'm more of an alien guy. But if you are into ghosts and all that paranormal stuff, these are not the videos for you, because this is not what I do. This is not what I'm about. I'm just a happy hippie, hiking, living in nature, loving the world. I never have anything like this happen to me, so...
So now this next video is by far the creepiest footage ever recorded in the White Lagoon Bothy.
We're at a place called White Lagoon Bothy.
It was shot by Ben and Martin from the YouTube channels Adventure Outdoors
God
and
damn,
What's
bro,
Not
you're
to
cheap.
Hike.
So we're in the bothy. There's nobody else here.
The two men travel to the White Lagoon Bothy together, and they experience something that is truly terrifying.
Found the Bothy book. You can put my glasses on now, it is. Mine is a bat. So this is popular, quite a popular Bothy by the looks of it. Someone actually stayed last night. It was nice and tidy when we came in. So plaudits to whoever stayed here last night. Well done. Absolutely spotless.
Oh,
Hold on
hell
a minute.
no. It's time to get the clock. But you know what? Here's the problem. You in a bothy. I don't even know what the hell that is, but I think by now I do. Somewhere secluded, a cabin, raggedy. You can't lock the doors or windows, and ain't no curtains. So think about this. If you ever spend time in the woods, you know that when the sun sets, you can't even see a hand in front of your damn face. So you in this bothy. where you can't lock a door. You ain't got a curtain. So some shit that can see in the dark is looking in at you. And then you hear noises and you wonder why. Y'all some dummies.
I'm out of here.
Hold on. That door closed by. Oh my God.
No.
That door closed by itself.
It's getting late when a door suddenly slams shut all on its own.
That was totally weird. The door just started to move on its own. And then it just pretty much slammed shut. I mean, Marty's out there,
I don't really want to come back in.
he's in bits. That was just the weirdest thing, wasn't it?
Now, the two friends are both skeptics, but they are still a little unnerved by what just happened.
But that
It's tough to explain.
terrifying. And I don't even swear. I'm swearing, but I don't. But that was genuinely terrifying. I shot myself. When it slammed, I just wanted out of here. There's something really, because I say it doesn't feel creepy. It doesn't feel like you're in the presence or anything. As I say, we don't really believe that stuff. There might be, stuff we can't explain, whatever. But we just don't believe in the whole ghosty, spooks in the night kind of thing. Just don't.
Well, you should.
But that was genuinely terrifying, and I'm going to keep that door. I'm keeping it closed.
Little do they know that things are about to get even weirder.
Well, folks, it's probably about 10 minutes after our ordeal with the spooky door closing over there, and we're trying to like rationalise it. I mean, I don't particularly believe in ghosts, and if there's more.
No. But
So we're kind of thinking that it might have been just like the backdraft of the wind. I mean, there's a storm going on outside, so
yeah, but I still don't believe it was the wind. But it's the only when the wind's blowing that strong outside, and there's no. It's the only rational explanation, even though. Nah, I'm not even looking at that. No, I'm not looking at it. It's moving, right? I'm honest, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go.
this can't be right.
I'm not.
Is that cap? What do you think? You think they had set this shit up to move the chair? Because they don't look like they set that shit up. I don't know. I want to know what you think, though. Chat.
It's black in here as well. I can't see a thing.
So there's a chair over there, and it just started to move, which is
No way. I'm not even. No,
it's bonkers.
I'm not having any part of this.
He said, I'm not
That
even
is
looking
moving.
at that.
Jesus Christ.
It is moving. That chair is moving.
Just leave it.
Oh Christ! Oh, well, I'm gonna drink some more wine, I think. Christ.
God.
No, that's poltergeist shit. All that's poltergeist stuff. That's not ghostly. That's like evil spirit stuff.
Chair sitting in the corner of the room inexplicably starts to slide across the floor on its own. And these two diehard skeptics suddenly begin to wonder if they might be dealing with some sort of paranormal entity. But now a little nervous, they finish out their night's stay in the other room and head out the next day. Now I want to point out again that the White Lagan Bothy has never been investigated by any ghost hunting team.
I think that's the damn same white Lagan Bothy that the other girl stayed in, where she said she felt uncomfortable, which she rightfully should feel uncomfortable. Come on, man. And you're in, was it Scotland, Ireland? How old is that country? Please, all kind of spirits walking around that joint.
Our ghost hunting YouTube channel. All of the footage shown here today was captured by outdoor explorers and campers that have never posted any video related to the paranormal before these clips. So is the White Lagan Bothy haunted? And would you dare to spend the night there?
Hell no.
Let me know. It's cold outside, but you can keep warm in some all-new Nuke Stop 5 merch. Now, of course, we have t-shirts, hoodies, and coffee mugs, but we also have blankets, pillows, and long sleeves. We even get stockings and wrapping paper. Anyway, shipping is free and be sure to order by December 10th to get delivery before Christmas. Go to nukestop5.com to shop now. Or, you know, like whenever you feel like it. Maybe after the video. Passerby. A family is parked in a neighborhood in Buenos Aires, Argentina, when suddenly they notice something very odd in the house across the street.
It does look weird. And go front. The fuck look like somebody running.
No, no es normal eso. No. Ahí paró.
I expected the dog to be on the grill.
Something that looks like a person appears to quickly move back and forth across a room on the second floor. The mysterious figure seems to move at an inhuman speed and quickly changes direction. It seems to move without effort, almost as if it is floating past the window.
Porque no es como que camina, como que se desliza. Sí, porque no es que sube y baja así del...
The family dog is very anxious and pants as the family watches the window, trying to figure out just what it is that they're seeing. So what do you think this is moving back and forth at such a fast speed?
Who the hell
Let me know.
knows?
Watcher. German urban explorer Toby from the YouTube channel Unknown Worlds is traveling through Sweden when he finds an old abandoned house in the middle of the woods. It's getting late, but Toby does.
Let me guess. Toby the dumbass is going to spend the night in a cabin he don't know nothing about that he just stumbled upon. Just a guess.
Decides to investigate the creepy old house. It did not go well.
Is somebody in here? Do you speak English?
I do speak English.
Jag talar inte svenska.
What the fuck was that?
Oh mein Gott. Ach du Scheiße. Ach du Scheiße. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Oh Scheiße. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein, das kann doch nur ein Mensch gewesen sein. Ach du Scheiße.
As Toby looks inside one of the bedrooms, he spots someone in his thermal imaging camera who is just staring right back at him. Understandably, Toby is freaked out. He just makes a run for it out of the house and drives away.
I might have jumped off that porch and broke both ankles. That's how crazily scared I would have been. I'm not expecting to see that shit.
Later, when Toby uploads his video to his YouTube channel, viewers point out that the creepy stranger might have been watching him even before he entered the house.
Wollen wir erstmal durch die Wärmebildkamera gucken, ob wir hier eventuell jetzt schon etwas sehen. So, ja. Das sieht jetzt natürlich nicht so vertrauenserweckend aus. Laut Wärmebildkamera ist es an den ganzen Öffnungen vom Haus sehr viel wärmer als draußen. Zumindest laut den Farben. Gucken wir jetzt aber mal explizit, sehen wir, an den Kaltstellen sind es 7 Grad und an den warmen sind es 9. Das heißt, es könnte eventuell auch ein Trugschluss sein. Ja.
It sounds like he's speaking German, and I'd assume that is the language of the Swedes, but I thought it was a different language, but I think it probably is. But they also speak, it sounds like, fluent German.
Ich werde jetzt hier erstmal gucken.
Now, I think it's safe to say that going into an abandoned house all by yourself is always a bad idea. Not because of ghosts, but because of something scarier and much more dangerous. Real people who might be inside and who really don't want you there. Thankfully, Toby made it home safe, but this disturbing situation could have turned out much worse. Play dead. Trent Williams is away on a trip with a friend and staying at an old Airbnb cabin on Skaneateles Lake in upstate New York. Once they arrive, the two friends realize that the cabin has a pretty dark history.
Okay, I usually do not, or I never have believed in like haunted.
I think I've seen this. This is the only one I think I've seen. Yeah, this is weird. Freaky weird.
Stuff, okay? But I'm out at Skaneateles Lake, the Fingers Lakes in upstate New York. And the Airbnb I'm staying at, the guy did say, just FYI, we do have people say that they hear a piano play at night. And I thought it was bullshit. And I swear to God, I've heard it. It plays. There's a walk over here. So in case I die, I have a documentation of it, okay? It's an old house. It's on a beautiful lake, though. But I did find out the daughter, the guy who owns the place, daughter died in a car wreck. And her ashes are on the piano. God, I get chills. But that's the piano. And it plays at night. And it freaks me out. I have chill bumps just being in this room. I do not get a good vibe.
With a creepy story like that, it's no wonder that the two guys get a little bit freaked out when late at night they start to hear random keys playing on the piano in the living room.
Yeah, I can't do this shit. It's so scary.
No, you go in there with me.
Yes. You have to go first.
Stay behind me. You. It keeps playing, I swear. No, dude, I'm not going up in that. It's this piano. I swear to God it is. No, dude, you got me fucked up. If I die, I swear. I will. Oh, God. Dude, no.
Now, when you first watch the video, you might think, oh well, no big deal, that could easily be faked. But here is what makes this video so compelling. Because you see, when you look closely, the played piano key is actually pressed down by something. Now, this is not to say that this footage is quote-unquote proof of the paranormal, but it does make this video much harder.
Cap or no cap? That was freaky. I actually got chill bumps from that one. That's freaky. So what would you do? Would you stay? Hey, you paid for the cabin. Or would you get your ass in that car and drive off? Damn the cabin. I'm out.
To fake. So could this creepy Airbnb cabin be haunted by the spirit of the owner's daughter? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
Dude, no.
Before we move on to the next video, if you see anything that you think should be included in the top 5, contact us at nukestop5@gmail.com. Rude Awakening. A Nukes Top 5 viewer who wishes to remain anonymous is hanging out at her friend's house. The girls were freaked out when they noticed something very odd. A few plastic packages of candle melt suddenly seemed to be moving on their own. One of the girls quickly whips out her camera and tries to record the strange activity, but then it just stops. However, the girl keeps recording as they, impolitely, try to convince whatever spirit might be present to continue moving the packages. And then this happens.
So, let's just continue talking and then hopefully. Okay. What do you guys think? I don't know. Now it's not gonna be good.
For real? No, you don't know that.
What are you gonna do?
Alex.
When they gently try to convince their quote-unquote poltergeist to move the plastic containers, it doesn't work. So one of the girls turns into a potty mouth, and the ghosts don't like it.
Now it's not gonna be good.
For real? No, you don't know that.
What are you gonna do?
Alex.
Now, just like these girls, if you caught something weird on camera, send it to me at nukestop5@gmail.com. Reflections. An elderly man with no living relatives was living alone in an old apartment building somewhere in Japan. A few months ago, the man, who we'll call Mr. A, suddenly began to exhibit very strange behavior, complaining to his landlord that there was, quote, a strange woman in his home trying to take his life. The landlord was worried about Mr. A's mental health and advised him to go see a doctor. But instead, Mr. A vowed that he would collect proof that what he was experiencing was very real. Not long after, Mr. A tragically took his own life. So, Mr. A's landlord inspects his apartment and finds several videotapes recorded on a very old camera. Out of curiosity, he watches the tapes, and what he sees chills him to his core. This terrifying footage was recorded one day before Mr. A's death. A bizarre, distorted figure can be seen in the reflection of the dresser mirror, and the landlord now wonders if Mr.
Okay, that's weird. That's freaky weird. It's not just weird, that's freaky weird.
A truly did experience something paranormal inside his apartment. The landlord contacts the Japanese ghost hunting team, Omagatoki, and paranormal investigator Hiro sets out on a solo overnight investigation into the allegedly haunted apartment. Eventually, Hiro finds the room that can be seen on the disturbing videotapes. The investigator finds the dresser seen in the old camera footage, but the mirror is gone. A few hours later, and Hiro finally finds the missing mirror. What happens next is downright creepy.
see that?
As Hiro is cutting zip ties and carefully unwrapping the mirror, someone suddenly rings the apartment doorbell. And there's no one there. But, did you see it? Hiro is completely unaware that he's being watched as he's unpacking the mirror. And the figure watching him looks exactly like the disturbing entity from Mr. A's grainy home video. Hiro tries using Mr. A's old camera in an attempt to capture anything resembling what Mr. A recorded the day before his death. What happens next is terrifying. Hiro finds another tape dumped in the trash. But again, did you see it?
No, I didn't.
When slowed down for just a few frames of the footage, two little pale hands can be seen pressed against the floor right beside Hiro. He doesn't even notice and is still completely unaware of the entity that seems to be watching and following him. Hiro decides to watch the tape that he recovered from the trash, and it makes his blood run cold. The camera seems to spin around by itself before the same weird distorted face can be seen peeking out at the very bottom of a doorway. Creeped out by the footage, Hiro decides to leave. He thinks that he didn't capture.
See, that's why Japanese, I believe it's Japanese. That's why they make great scary movies and weird freaky movies, because they live this shit. They see this shit happens every day, all the time.
Any kind of proof that Mr. A's apartment is haunted. But when he reviews his footage later, he realizes that the entire time he was in the apartment, the same eerie entity was watching him. You can see this entire investigation over on the YouTube channel, Omagatoki Film. Scary moments. These next creepy videos are a little different from what I usually feature, because they are definitely scary videos and very entertaining in my opinion, but they are also just kind of silly. So, a man wakes up his grandpa after he hears the unsettling sound of someone whistling downstairs in their home. What happens next is, well, just watch.
Tranquilo, mijo. Deja ver qué pasa. El Señor está con nosotros. No tengas miedo. Deja ver qué pasa. Deja ir a ver. Abuelo. Cálmate.
del cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino. Hágase su voluntad. ¡Ay! ¡Abuelo! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Ábrele, ábrele! A ver quién es. ¡Ábrele, ábrele! ¡Ábrele!
No pasa nada. No pasa nada.
Ay, abuelo.
No hay nada, no hay nada.
A ver, ven, fíjate.
He's stupid.
Ven, fíjate.
Go look.
¡Ay!
Oh, hell
¡Otra
to
vez,
the-
abuelo! ¡Es un pinche mono! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ciérrale, ciérrale, ciérrale, ciérrale! ¡Llámale a la policía!
Here, up against
¡Saca tu
the door.
teléfono!
Calmado, calmado.
Tengo miedo.
This guy is absolutely petrified when he spots someone peeking from around the wall at the bottom of the stairs. And in a strange twist, he just pushes his grandpa out to go check it out. Now, this clip was originally suggested to me as a scary video for the top 5. But when I watch it with all of that crazy screaming, it just makes me laugh.
¡Ay! ¡Otra vez!
All right. Cap, no cap. I call cap on that.
¡Abuelo! ¡Es un pinche mono! ¡Abuelo! ¡Ciérrale, ciérrale, ciérrale, ciérrale! ¡Llámale a la policía!
And I also learned some Spanish. It's a pinche de mano, abuelo. But I'm not sure where I'll ever be able to use that. Anyway, in another very odd clip, a group of women are walking home late at night when they get the scare of a lifetime. All alone on an empty city street, the women are terrified when they hear the strange and horrifying sound of a loud burp. And they just make a run for it. But true fear can also strike right in your home, especially if you've watched a few too many horror movies.
You scared the shit out of that cat.
And if a vacuum isn't scary enough for you, then what about the evil betrayal of your own feet?
So there's no way. You're
feet.
done.
You gotta admit, some of that shit was scary, some of it was funny as hell. So I don't know. Cap, no cap. Some of it was, I think, real. Some of it was definitely not real. But I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. So thank you for joining me for this reaction. We got more coming. But I definitely want to put this one out there because I thought it would be kind of interesting. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, follow, subscribe, all the above. I appreciate your time, and thank you for viewing. Till next time.